Welcome, Center County families. It's Todd Costello from RE/MAX Center Realty. It is June of 2024, and it's time for the monthly value message. This month, I want to just give a brief overview of some FYIs having to do with being an Airbnb host. We live in a Big Ten community, college football games, Arts Fest, a lot of big weekends where clients of mine, family members, and community members like to do some Airbnb hosting to make some extra money. And these FYIs are not legal. I'm not an attorney. I'm just providing information that you may want to consider. And it's about, I guess, minimizing liability. A lot of people don't like to talk about it. Liability, is there any risk? But it's kind of my job as I'm representing clients in the sale and purchase of real estate. I have to make sure that I'm minimizing their risk and minimizing their liability. So that just extends to when I'm sharing general information with my clients. So FYIs regarding Airbnbs, just a couple of things that you need to do your homework on, or I suggest that you do your homework on. So number one, is it legal, allowable in the municipality there which you live in, or in the homeowners association which you live in? A couple of examples there. State College Borough recently enacted in the last 12 to 24 months very detailed rules and regs. You need to get a permit, you need to pay an annual permit fee, so on and so forth. So is your municipality allow it? And if they do, what are the requirements to do it legally? And then homeowners association, condo association. I know of friends, family, community members that live in a condo and they do some Airbnb-ing, and I don't go there with them because it's not my home. I know that in the 30 years I've been selling real estate, 95% of the condominium associations don't allow Airbnb-ing. So if you're Airbnb-ing and you own a condo and you haven't checked if you're doing it legally, it's something you just want to be aware of to minimize your liability. So are you doing it legally? Is it allowed? I would check that out. In this month's quick links in the email, I put a link to the state college requirements and then the Bellefonte requirements, just to give you two samples of two local municipalities that have some ideas, rules and regulations and restrictions on what you can and cannot do regarding short-term rentals. So check those out. Do you need a permit? Some of the municipalities will require it, some won't. Certainly the State College Borough requires a permit, So do you have the right permit? Do you have the right paperwork? Do you need a code inspection? Some communities allow you to do short-term rentals, but again, because I live in the borough, that's where I know the most about it. They initially came up with the short-term rental requirements that did not require a code inspection. But now they do require a code inspection, and a code inspection is basically safety code. If you're going to be using your house as a commercial use, are the people that are renting from you, are they safe? Do you have smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, so on and so forth? So do you need a code inspection? You want to find that out. Do you have the appropriate insurance? If you just have a regular owner-occupied homeowner's insurance policy, it probably does not have a rider that allows you to use it as a commercial use. So, look, there are some people in this world that can be litigious. If you're renting to strangers off the internet and someone slips and falls on your front walkway or in your bathtub, and then their attorney contacts you, what happens? Are you insured for that use? Is your homeowner's insurance company going to say, look, we didn't know you were using it as a commercial use, you're not covered, and then are you exposed? So I think from a liability standpoint, you want to know if you have the appropriate insurance. Do you need to pay tax on that income? Do you need to register it as income? How does that work? I don't know the answer, but you should find out. Do online companies guarantee protection? Just because you're using one of these online portals, online companies, what does the fine print say? Are you bulletproof as far as liability? You have no risk? Or does their fine print say, as long as you're offering it and you're doing it legally in your municipality, we will then give you, supportive insurance coverage? I don't know, but I think you should find out. And then second, check with your municipality under zoning or make a call. So if you're wondering about this stuff, if you just Google your municipality and then scroll through zoning, look for short-term rentals, find out the baseline of what you need. And then final point on Airbnbs is something that, and I did personally for my home, we do it sporadically. is if it's something that you may want to consider doing someday, get the permit if it's required. Pay for it, because in Bellefonte, as an example, they didn't have a statute against Airbnbs. So people that were doing it were okay. Now in the R1 and R2 zoning in Bellefonte, they are no longer, you cannot do a short-term rental. So if you had previously been doing it, you get to continue, you're grandfathered in. But if you have never done it, it's against the law in Bellefonte to do it. So always getting a permit, even if you're not using it yourself, might add value to your home to a potential buyer when you go to sell it. So always consider getting the available permits in the district and the municipality you're in. So keep that in mind. That's this month's message. You can go to toddcostello.com to find out the demand rate last month, number of active listings, 5-year market data. So it's all there at toddcostello.com. Have a great month, and I'll see you next month.